Ouch. It's horrible. That's funny.
I can't be cool to save my life.
Stephanie, I have 2 awkward moments for you.
Oh, great.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. I'm Jamie. This is Stephanie, my sister, and we're here to talk some stuff. Some things. We're here to rap.
I'm drinking cold coffee. That's how tired I am.
I know, you poor thing.
I don't care.
So many things to discuss. Let's just get this out of the way.
Okay.
Taylor Swift's album came out.
Oh, yes.
The majority of people who were looking forward to the album streamed it at midnight, which was 9 o'clock on West Coast time.
As did I.
I did, as it came out.
I laid in my bed and they had a timer on Spotify.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was fun.
So
a countdown.
We all who were looking forward to it streamed it, listened to it, and then at 11 o'clock our time, she released the second half of the album.
And I was asleep.
Yes.
So I was shocked.
At 11 o'clock, I was listening to the album, and then I was scrolling through, because I love going through social media when something like this drops, because
reading
because I love to see the fans who are way more into it than me deciphering all the things.
Yeah.
I love it. And so I'm like, oh my God, that's so interesting. And all the theories have changed a million times since then.
Well,
but
because we have to listen.
you have to really...
I even have changed everything that I thought the night that it released.
So much. And that's what's so great. And so I'm listening to it, and I have a lot of thoughts, obviously, myself, and which we'll share right now. But at 11 o'clock, I wasn't even through the album yet.
Yeah,
because
it's long.
Well, not only that, but I was living life. I was doing life. Yeah. You know?
I mean, even though it was like late, I mean, I was sleeping because I had to work in the morning.
And like everything in my life, although it's not intentional. He's not like one of those men who actively tries to sabotage your time.
Right. No.
But I can't sit through anything. And it's been this way my whole life. I can't sit through anything for an hour and a half without being interrupted by...
I agree.
Text messages, Snapchats, Daryl, whatever.
Yes.
Animals. It's a constant interruption.
I think as a mother, a wife, a woman, this is our life.
In fact, when you take your vows, the guy or woman should say, "Do you promise to take this man?" And every fucking interruption that comes for the next 100 years, because that's your life, babe.
That's right.
Even if you don't have kids.
Oh, for sure.
This is your life.
Yeah,
interruptions
absolutely.
Forever. Are you ready for it? And you have to go, I do?
Are you ready for it? I couldn't help it. We were talking about Taylor.
So anyway, it's 11 and I'm like, okay. So I'm looking through the list. I listened to like 2 or 3 and I'm like, okay, it's great.
The second one you mean?
Yeah. I listened to a couple and I'm like, I can't do it. I am old and I need rest.
Yes.
So I took my gummies and I went to bed. Yeah. And then in the morning,
there's time for her tomorrow.
Oh my God. It's so long.
It's very long. It's 31 tracks.
And they're all like 4 minutes. They're not like,
and they are long.
They're not ditties.
No, they're not. They're not. I think
High
High School is the only semi ditty. Jamie, I love that song so much.
I do too. I like them all. You know what? So let's talk about it. The songs that I dislike the most.
Okay.
I don't like Florida. I've tried.
Florida! I don't like it either.
I've tried so many times.
I've even heard her describe why she wrote it and what it's about. And I get it too. It is funny. And I do think it's a really good whatever for the song, but I cannot get into it.
I'm trying really hard because I know I love most women musicians. I can't find, there's not too many. I mean, Courtney Love is a challenge for me, but she does have some good stuff and I don't mind it, but
she has one song I think I like.
Well, her Celebrity Skin was a great album.
Yeah, that one.
With that being said, she's not a very girly girl or a girl's girl, I should say.
And that's okay.
She's been talking shit about everybody.
I'm over it. About literally everyone.
She's like Lana Del Rey, Taylor Swift.
And I'm like, honey, you're not nearly talented enough to be having this much criticism about these women who are super successful.
Just be like, go women. What's wrong with just saying good for them?
Yeah. Well, she's just kind of one of those people. She's a negative Nelly.
I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm over her too.
You know what?
Besides, why does anyone care what fucking Courtney Love thinks? She's so irrelevant.
I'm a negative Nelly too, but you don't see me talking crap.
No.
Anyway, so I cannot get through Florida. I'm really struggling with it. And I'm like,
what about Peter?
Okay, forgive me, Peter.
I can't. All the name songs that are at the end of that second album, I can't get through those.
The Chloe one, the Chloe Sarah one, that one's okay.
Yeah.
But
I struggled with it.
I'm not a fan of.
I've kind of abandoned in trying to get through it. I'm like, maybe I'll come back to it when I'm bored with my other stuff.
Yeah. So here's my first listen through. My very first listen through. The manuscript actually made me
Yes,
a little
you told
emotional. And I've listened to it again, and I'm like, I still think it's the same thing I thought when the last time I
agree.
first time was that she's like, I'm not singing about these people anymore. This is no longer my stories. These are your stories.
I'm letting them go.
I'm letting it all go. And
and I agree with you because you told me about it before I listened to it.
Yes, I'm
and
sorry.
Then no, that's okay.
I spoiled it for my daughter too.
It's fine. It's fine. And then I listened to it because everybody hears different things.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's what you were saying about social media.
Does. Yes.
When I got on social media and I've been watching all these TikToks and people's what they think, and I'm like, that's not what it's about. You're wrong. I'm like, well, that's what it's about for them.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So after I finished it, and of course Daryl doesn't really care, but he's nice enough to entertain my philosophical discussions on art.
I had to send Jerry articles about why people hate Taylor Swift.
Oh.
And basically the articles were saying, why do men hate Taylor Swift? Well, that's because that's generally how men feel about women. And I was like, read this. Like, if you say one more fucking thing about Taylor Swift, I'm like,
he doesn't like her?
He does like her, but here's the thing with him, and I hate it so bad, is that if anybody is not the supreme talent that we've had on this planet, there's
Mariah Carey,
Pat Benatar, Ann Wilson, people who sing like nobody else on this planet.
Sure.
If you don't sing like that, then you're talentless.
Oh.
And you don't deserve success, and you don't deserve to be a billionaire.
Okay.
So he doesn't get it. He's like, what is it about her? I'm like, she's not for you. I'm like, that's what it is.
It's fine. I mean,
scroll on.
The thing is that when things become so mainstream popular, there are fringe, there are people who just go, I don't like it anymore. And our sister's like that, actually.
Yeah, she is.
She's very much like that.
You're right.
There are comedians I've taken her to in gritty comedy clubs.
Right.
And then they're the funniest person I've ever met. And then suddenly they have a Netflix special. And they're like, sell out.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Totally. 100%.
So there are people who are like that. It's fine. I don't judge them for it.
I agree.
Hate her all you want. I don't give a shit. It doesn't change my enjoyment.
But don't say it to me either, because it does get on my nerves. And the other thing is that I feel like not everybody, but I think that this particular albums, you have to be able to have some sense of intelligence. It's not for the stupid. I mean, these aren't as catchy as some of her other songs.
They're not radio friendly.
Right. No. And so if you don't listen, if you're not going to get into the art part of it.
Interesting that you say it like that, because that's what I told Daryl.
Maybe it doesn't appeal to you.
I said, I think, and I've listened to it repeatedly now, and it's changed. You're right. It evolves because it's poetry.
Well, now I can get into the music part of it.
Sure.
Now that I'm learning the words and I like.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I finished it and I said, well, here's my review. First of all, and I'm just being honest, it is very bloated. A lot of those songs did not need to be put out. I think that she decided at the last minute to just get it all out. Yeah. I don't think she wanted to save anything. She's like, I just want it all out. I don't give a crap. Yes, exactly. It felt like a purge. Literally felt like a purge of her notebook or whatever.
Well, how long
has
it been since she dropped an album before this one?
Midnight.
Years?
Well, Midnight's which is exceptional. It's still my favorite album.
Right. And everybody's saying like, we all thought these albums were going to be about Joe Alwyn.
No.
But they're not. They're really all about Maddie Healy.
Well, there's
many of them
discussion that a lot of these are from very old relationships. Like, it's not just Maddie Healy.
Really?
And Malia and I, my daughter, we both agree that Midnight's was the breakup album for Joe.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I was just about to say.
All agree.
Everybody's like, look at Midnight's now.
It's very different.
There are some very obvious Joe songs on the new album.
Yeah. So Long London.
My Boy Likes to Break His Favorite Things.
Yes.
She's talked about that being about him.
Yes.
But there are other ones that if you're saying that they're not all about Maddie, I felt like they fit him to the T.
Well, he's the guy that, first of all, if you're a woman who's had more than 2 men in your bed, every woman has had the I can fix him guy.
I think she's said that in the past. That's just her. She's like, I do that with everyone I date.
Even first of all, I have dated someone who was beyond repair. And you think, oh, I'll be the one to change it.
Yeah, he's just misunderstood. Nobody knows.
He'll wake up and realize that, no, they are just all this way. And they don't change.
The one thing I gleaned from her, why she's so pissed and hurt over that relationship ending, is because she was so vulnerable when she left Joe. Mm-hmm. Like, it was such a huge step for her to leave him.
Yeah.
And she was so sad about it, but ready. And then, she jumps into this relationship where he's like, I know I know what you wanted, and I will give all that to you.
Well,
we're going to have babies. We're going to get married.
Everything.
And we've known each other for 10 years. We're friends, you know.
And it seemed to me.
And then he dumped her.
It reminds me of not the emotional part, because I don't think either one of them were emotionally invested, but it was the Rihanna Leo thing. I think when she was single, those two were together.
The rebound thing.
Every time she or he was single in the last 10 years,
they went back to one another.
Meet up.
Agreed.
And I think that when she left Joe, she's like, okay, it's this or nothing.
Right.
And he's like, well, I didn't know you were going to change up and want to be serious.
Well, he was all in the beginning.
Yeah. Until she was like, no, I'm really here now. And he's like,
and she's like, and I'm ready. Like, I've been screwing around, wasting all of my time for the last 6 years, and I am over it. Like, I'm ready to
let's do it. And he's like,
well, I think he sold her a bunch of broken promises.
Well, he lied.
Yeah, he
lied.
And there's that one song, I think it's called Black Dog. I love that song. I'm so glad you said that. Ugh. And she talks about him forgetting to turn his iPhone finder off.
So she can watch him go to the bar, and she's like, who's he with?
And meet young girls. So I don't know if that happened before or after their breakup.
I think it was after. Because she said you forgot to turn it off. And she's like, I can sit there and obsessively stalk you from the United States going, he's at the Black Dog.
And we've all done that. And I know the Black Dog is not literal, so I'm really...
Oh, it is. It's a real bar.
It's a real place?
Oh, yeah, we saw it.
Oh,
when we were in London. We drove by it.
Oh, so I was like, everything Taylor does is like, you know, like, it's not real. It's like based on something else. So I was thinking it must mean something. I just don't know it.
It's all real.
But it's real.
So what I told Daryl, I said, okay, after I listened to it a couple of times, I said, so I figured it out. It's too bloated. We didn't need the second album. There's some great tracks on it, but we didn't need it. But she wanted all of it out.
I needed The Alchemy and I needed So High School. I needed both of those. God, and not because they're about Travis Kelce.
Really? Because I think it kind of has
it has something. It was the reason why I wanted to hear them in the beginning.
I thought The Alchemy was good. It's a little weird, but I do like it.
Why is it weird? Why is it weird to you?
It's a weird vibe.
You mean the music?
Yeah, it's very ethereal. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
No, I love it. Yeah, I love the song.
I don't like the touchdown shit. Although people are saying they don't think it's about Travis Kelce, that they think it's about planes and stuff like that.
She loves us to wonder about everything.
It's fine. But here's my point. I said, this album reminds me so much of peak Jewel, because when Jewel was at the top of her game, Stephanie, you know I was obsessed with Jewel.
Yes.
Obsessed.
I think we all were. Yeah.
And
I think we saw her.
I bought her book of poetry. I went to her live show.
Her song was at your wedding.
Yes, all of it. And I was like,
and for you that's big because you're not like one of those people.
This is Taylor Swift's poetry. And we're just getting to hear her sing it, because if she had put this out as a book, I would have bought it.
Oh, for sure.
I would have totally bought it. And I was like, this is great. You know,
it's so mature for her.
And she even said, she goes, hey, it's wordy. She goes, it's wordy. And I'm like, I'm cool with that, because I actually like that kind of folk music.
Yeah.
And this is very, first of all, an emo Taylor is an exceptional Taylor. Okay. When she's talking about her dark hearts and shit, and her sadness and her depression, and when she had to sleep
you don't get to talk to me about sad.
Sleeps in her mom's bed because she's so depressed.
Right?
Oh, that broke my heart, because I'm like, oh God, have we not been there?
Yes.
I've had my daughter sleep in my bed after a heartache.
Everyone knows my mother's a saintly woman, but she wished she were dead. I mean,
I have to tell you, I don't think saintly was a
reference to her son.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
The whole song.
And everybody's like, she's petty. She crossed the line.
Petty. This is my favorite color.
She fucking did not.
Yeah.
Because I would too. And I'd be like, listen, bitch.
And you know what I love about that song? It's that light, like ding, 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 ding. It's almost like it's just a little
ditty, guys.
Yes.
We're all gonna sing and dance to it. We're gonna do a jig. Yeah.
It's so pointed.
Oh my God.
You know?
So top songs for you.
Well, I hate to say this because
they change all the time.
Everybody, no, it is one of my favorite songs right now, but Guilty as Sin. And the only reason why I hate to say it,
you said you hated that song when you talked.
I lied.
I love that song so much,
and now everybody loves it, so I'm mad.
It's because of Post Malone.
What?
On TikTok, they're using that song and using Post Malone dancing.
Oh,
because of the way he dances.
I've seen it.
First of all, Stephanie, I would leave my husband,
Jamie,
in 4 seconds. I'd be like, I love you. You're my soulmate, but Post Malone is calling. I know he's younger than my son.
Jamie,
I don't care.
He's hot as fuck.
He's so
cute. Had an icebreaker. My icebreaker was what music are you listening to right now and why? So we went around the room. Everybody answered. And when it got to me, I was, of course, the only one that said, I'm listening to Taylor Swift right now.
That's insane.
Hey,
no, you know what? No one wants to admit it.
If they're in their early 20s, they're listening to the shit that I've never heard of or, what's super trendy or whatever. If they're older, they're all, like, oh, I'm going through a Linda Ronstadt phase, blah, blah, blah.
God.
And so I'm like, well, I'm listening to Taylor Swift and I am loving life. I'm like, and by the way, have you seen Post Malone? I said it and all the girls were like,
yeah. Oh, so now they know.
Oh, yeah. They're like, well, we don't listen, but we did see Post Malone in that video.
So Guilty as Sin.
Yes, Guilty as Sin is literally my favorite song right now. And I really love Black Dog.
What if he's written mine on my upper thigh?
Here's the other thing I was going to say about Taylor.
I saw fools tattooing mine on their thigh. I'm like, babe, no, don't do it.
Not doing it.
What are you, a property? Stop it.
I have struggled with people that say, Taylor Swift can't sing, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, she can sing.
She can sing. Yeah. And there's a couple of songs, not necessarily on this, on this album too, that if you listen to them, she can do some pretty fucking cool things with her voice.
Yes.
She really can.
Yeah. Her grandmother's an opera singer.
No, I did not know that.
She was.
Look What You Made Me Do. Her voice is really just all over the place in that song. So you got a couple of them where she can do some shit in her song. And
so Guilty as Sin, Black Dog.
And probably the only reason why I really love So High School is because it's fucking dirty. And
I know.
I didn't catch it the first couple times I heard.
Trying to be quiet because your friends are there.
You know how when you're trying to learn the words?
Yes.
And I don't read them. I know I should read the lyrics, but I don't. I just keep listening and listening until I start to learn them. So as I started learning the words, I'm like, God.
They're fucking at a party? What's happening?
Yeah, he's fingering her in front of her friends while they're playing Grand Theft Auto. I was like, oh my God, I love this song. So that'll probably change over time because it's not like the most sophisticated Taylor song, but I love it.
It doesn't matter.
Those are my top three.
My top three, I apparently am the only one that likes Fresh Out the Slammer.
I love that song.
I can't stop with that song.
I love it.
I love it. I love the... I just love the little mini bridge where I just love everything about it.
I love that song.
I do like Fortnite actually.
I do too.
I don't know
very much.
I would say
I like the Torture Poets Society or the Torture Poets Department.
Yeah, that one's growing on me actually. But I would say Fresh Out the Slammer. I love Guilty as Sin. And I really love Who's Afraid of Little Me.
Oh my God, I love that song.
And I love it because legit's going to be a women's anthem this summer. I can hear it now. I can see it now.
And it does give some perspective of
it's her life in the media. The whole thing.
She's like you would be insane too, and you would want to come out mad and snarling if people treated you the way.
Mean. Yeah, I came in this way now, and it made me mean.
The circus life made me mean. Yeah. Don't worry, folks. They pulled all my teeth out.
Yeah,
I mean the song is like raw.
It's harsh.
It really. But
is. I do love it because you can attribute it, and this is why I like her writing. Is that even if she couldn't sing, these writings are so profound because you can apply it to anything in your personal life.
Yeah.
It's like, all she talks about is heartache and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there is not one woman who can't relate to almost every single thing she writes about.
I can do it with a broken heart.
At some point in their life.
Yeah.
And that's why she's so relatable predominantly for women. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, every single generation of women has their muse. Stevie Nicks was one.
Yes.
Jewel was one for me when I was in my 20s.
Definitely.
Taylor Swift. And it's the same. And I still relate. And the girl's 30.
Agree. She's 34, but yes.
Yeah, what I'm just saying.
No, I feel you.
This is a generation of prolific writing. Absolutely. And I don't think I'm being over the top by saying that. She's an artist.
I mean, and she writes a lot of metaphors in her song and she talks about it. Yeah. So, I mean, even if some of the songs she's writing and singing about actual things, like when she's like, lights, camera, bitch, smile. She's talking about being on stage for the Eras tour.
And everybody's
how
like,
fucking miserable she is. Because I'm miserable. And the way she smiles when she said, right? But
I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday. I mean, it's like, we've all been there.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so... Yes, she's actually talking about being on stage, but we could put that into our own lives
every day.
Like, I go to work.
And you're like, hi.
I smile at people. I have meetings
all the time,
and inside I'm like literally fucking crying in the bathroom in between.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, that was our Taylor Swift review.
Wait, what's your third one?
Oh, God, there's just so many. It's definitely on the second album. It's not Forgive Me, Peter. I promise.
Jamie,
It is Black Dog is probably one of
yeah.
my.
I can't get through the name songs. I struggled with those.
Yeah, and I do like, but Daddy, I love him.
I do too.
So much. Much.
Yeah, it's really hard to pick 3.
Yeah, it is.
I'll pick my top 8.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Anyway. Well, thank you for listening to our review, and we'll be back. Bye.